Okay, we're done. We got the harness run. So actually wasn't too terribly bad. I had to kind of come up with a strategy as to how I was going to run this up front to the blower. And basically my train of thought was follow existing harnesses. So just piggyback on the existing harnesses, and life should be at least have a better chance at making it. So that's what I did, and I think it's worked out pretty well. So, all right. That being said, so first things first. This is a 2022 739 x700 series tractor, and one of the things that's nice is that the switches, the blanks on the switches actually pop out. So they don't have to be carved out. I think effective 2018, I thought I saw on the forums, those blanks will pop out. And so the other good thing of this that I was really happy about is that the only thing you really have to worry about in order to get in underneath this are 4 screws. So you got that screw, and 2 identical screws on the other side, and you remove those screws, and you can lift this dash, pop this dash up, and then this plate right here, this plastic plate can come completely forward or out actually, and then once that comes out, you have full access to this spot and to these spots where you can just pop the blank out, and then what you do is you just take the harness in its entirety and you just run it through that hole. So just run the whole harness through the hole till it gets to the switch, and then just pop the switch right into place. And then you can actually put it in whatever direction you want. In my case, I've got the up going on the outside and the down going on the inside. So that's at least made sense to me. So anyway, so that's step 1, is to be able to get these screws out, pop the dash forward, pull this plate out, get underneath, and then pop the blank out, and then put the harness down and just run it right through, and snap this toggle will just snap right into place. So there you go. Then you can you run that harness conduit. Well, there's some additional space that's here, which is good because John Deere realized they need to put some extra space in there because people would be running switches. So you just run these 2 pieces of conduit are for the switch. One is for the power, and the other is for the actual actuator. So anyway, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to run. There's the existing harness. We just run the conduit right down, and you can see the few spots where I zip tied it. So I won't go over that in detail, but you'll see where I zip tied it there. And then just brought the harness, or the harness conduit down, and then a zip tied her here, and then just followed down here. And the biggest challenge with this kit that I found is that you've got 9 foot of harness. And in this particular case with this tractor, you don't need anywhere near 9 foot. So it's not custom made for the tractor. It's still universal, even though it's for John Deere. It's universal with different John Deere models. So what you end up having to do is you end up having to do something with all this extra harness that's there. So basically what I did is I just looped her around and zip tied her and secured her down here, and then tucked her right underneath where the foot panel is there, and then continued the run and ran right down here underneath the starter, right on the other side of the frame, and this is where the headlights hook up on the hood, and then you run this right down, and you're right at the front of the tractor, and then you come up, and for the power, you just run it up and run it to your negative, run it to your positive. It's important that when you go to do this, make sure you disconnect your negative first, and then connect your positive, and then do your negative. So do it in that order, and you got a less chance of setting off a spark and potentially creating an issue there. So, but for the actual connector that goes to the blower, so the battery comes right up around here in front. The second piece of conduit goes right around behind the battery here right around on the opposite side, and that comes around here, and it goes right down here in front, and there's your plug. And what I did is I just I zip tied to the battery cable to keep it tucked in and away from the exhaust, which is right here. So, and then it helps secure that plug right up in behind this piece of plastic, which sits right underneath the grill. And then that's the spot where you hook the blower. So, same thing applies to the electrical coming from the actuator. You've got a lot of extra cord when you're talking 700 series tractor. So what you end up doing, in my case, I just did the same thing again. I just looped her, not too tight, but I looped her around several times, and then I ran it through this retaining ring right here, just to secure it and to get it up out of the way. And then I come around, and then this is where, this is right here, this is your meat and potatoes. Right here, this is the Push Industries actuator. And so right here at the bottom, I only actually ended up using one zip tie point outside of the actual tractor itself for the blower. And the whole purpose of that is just really to provide strain relief. So I wanted to make sure I had some strain relief there. So I put this right about this position and secured it pretty tight. But not too tight to pinch the wires, but tight enough to provide some strain relief there for the wire. So the rest of the cable is relatively free, and that's just to give it enough so that the chute can spin around and do its thing. So that's it. That's how I ran it. So that was the major challenge with this project, was just figuring out how to run the harness. And I think I came up with a pretty decent strategy. Definitely put something in the comments if you think otherwise or have any concerns about how I did that. Here, I'll just give a little demo real quick, and you can see this thing in action. There you go. Not a real good view, but good enough. There you go. So it's ready to go. Alrighty. Well, I hope this helps a few of you guys out. Pretty happy overall with the kit from Push Industries. I guess the only comment that I have is it would be nice if the harness was a little more customized to the tractor, so we didn't have to deal with so much extra and then trying to manage that for the cable. But other than that, looks good. Thanks for watching.